Hi, we are traveling salesmen and we have a new product called Ulink which aims to bring college students together. Let's see how.
So first we were thinking about the UI and our main goals were to create a responsive design that would be simple so that it could be easy to use and navigate. Most of the design can be found in our views folder. Um, First, we have partials, which are pieces of code that repeat at various places in the views. So we have a head that just has links to all of our CSS files. Then we have several different types of navbars so that they would correspond with the views we need. And then we have a footer. Then in our pages folder, we have the index page, which is the landing page for the application, and user who is not logged in can see this page. Then once the user logs in, they go to the dashboard, and here we're using jQuery and Ajax to get IDs of events that are displayed on the dashboard and to be able to then display event details. From the dashboard, the user can also go to the profile page to see more about their profile. Again, we are using EJS to dynamically insert information from the database.
For styling, we have a specific CSS folder within the public folder, and we are mainly using a minified Bootstrap theme for our default, and for specific stylistic features that we've either overridden or added, all of that can be found in the customized ulink.css file. We also have an implementation of a parallax theme found in index.css for the index page. We also have a carousel feature, and all of this is found in the carousel.css file.
Database is fairly straightforward. We do have functions for all of our SQL queries, although it's a little harder to visualize. All of these .SQL files will be used in our database to run a lot of queries. So some of our more complex functions are in the function subfolder, as you'd expect. So I'll just go through our more complicated one is the RSVP function. This is a little more complicated just because it has to alternate depending on whether or not you have already RSVP'd. Basically what it does is it checks to see if you're already exist in the database. If you're already RSVP'd, then it will delete you from that database. You will un-RSVP. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward.
For user authentication, we wanted to provide 3 different forms of authentication. We have Facebook authentication, Google authentication, and local authentication. For Facebook authentication, we first had to create a Facebook developer app and create a client and ID for it. The similar process was used for Google authorization. Once we did this, all the code for this can be found in config folder, and we use a module called Passport. This is a Node.js Express module which allows Facebook, Google, and local authentication. Here, as you can see, we first serialize the user when we want their information, and then after performing the operations, we deserialize the user. Once we have the user information, we try to extract details like first name, gender, email, and profile picture from their profiles and pass it to the database.
We have directory named routes to keep our route handlers. In the directory, we have 4 node modules to organize routes. Authorization.js takes care of all routes related to the Google and Facebook authentication. Dashboard.js takes care of all routes for user profile page and profile modification page. Event.js is a route for all interaction between events. Every event has a unique route which is determined by event ID. And there are routes for create new event, modify event, RSVP event. This is a route to show the events by category. Routes.js. This file is responsible for loading the route handlers, and defining routes. And there are routes for home page and login page, registration page. We have two different routes for registration page. One is for regular registration, another is for just Google and Facebook registration. And of course, we have a logout route.
Okay, and then for the final thing is we have a few library functions for miscellaneous things. The database library obviously takes care of sending all queries through the PostgreSQL database. The event library takes care of building events as well as categories with their names and IDs and descriptions, as well as creating events, sending them off to the database, and returning built events. And then the user library does pretty much the same exact thing, just with users, miscellaneous info, school names, building off of that, registration, sending those to the database, figuring out if an email is registered, among a lot of other things.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy using the app.